I spent too much time actually being involved in the lives of my children. A waste. I spent way too much time getting my finances in order and saving and doing some investing. I spent way too much. Well, I really regret that. You ever been anybody like that? You ever met anybody on the other side of that? Man, I cannot believe that I did not spend time working on my faith. Why did I not spend more attention to my relationships in my own home? Why did I not take care of the only body I will ever have back then when I could have done something to avoid where I am now? Don't we hear those stories all the time? The fascinating things about the things to which we must pay attention is that if we'll pay the price of doing that, even though there's no emotional appeal, it's just a conscience, but we pay the price, it always ends up leading us to where we really want to get to in life. Attention determines direction, and direction determines destination. It's just the way life is. Now, wouldn't you think if that were all true, that somewhere in the Bible God would have said that? It was fascinating. And again, what's amazing is sometimes when a little thought or something pops into your mind, you begin putting something together, then you go back and you begin reading the Bible and you go, what? Wait, it's actually in here everywhere. I just never seen it before. That's such a cool thing. It's why you don't just read the Bible through one time and go, okay, got that down, next. It's like, no, every time we go back to the Bible, it says the same things, but we're different people with eyes to see things we didn't see before. And when you start putting these things in, you go back and you realize, wait a minute, this idea of attention, this idea of what you're focused on will determine where you go in life is everywhere in the Bible. Here's just a couple of places. Here's one found in the book of Psalms, poetry. Psalm 119, verse 37. Turn my eyes away from worthless things. Preserve my life according to your word. I mean, just think about that. God, turn my eyes away from worthless things. God, my tendency is to want to look at those things. But because if I look at them, I'll start going that way. Don't let me look that way, God. Let me look at the things I ought to look at. Let me give attention to the things I ought to give attention to. Has anything about the word worthless? It really speaks of things that have no lasting value. The word worthless is actually a word that describes something that when weighed in the light of eternity does not matter nearly as much as other things do. It's not necessarily bad, like intrinsically evil things. It's just things in the grand scheme of things don't matter as much. And the psalmist is saying, God, don't let me turn my attention to that. Because if my attention goes that way, you know what? I'm going to go that way. And so isn't it fascinating in poetry? And so parallel thought. Preserve my life according to your word. Because if I give attention to things that don't really matter that much, it will affect the direction I take in life. And I will end up living a life that doesn't really matter. It was kind of wasted. Here's what it says in the book of Proverbs. From poetry to wisdom. Lift your eyes straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Once again, in different language. Look, don't let something grab your attention out there. Okay? Discipline yourself. Pay attention. Look at the things that you ought to be looking at. Give attention to the things that ought to have your attention. Keep your eyes on the road. Don't be looking there. Don't be looking there. You look there, you go there. You go there, you end up where you don't want to be. I had a job when I was in high school for one summer helping a man who owned a very large farm. And one of the things I was doing was they would put me in a tractor. I have no idea why. They would put me in a very large, very expensive tractor. And I was plowing the fields. I get bored easily. And after like 15 minutes, it's just a big flat piece of ground. And I'm like, and I'm going, oh, it's over there. Oh, I didn't notice that before, you know? And then I kind of look up and I'm, go, you know, and then you can't just get back on the path. You look back and you go, oh, I really messed up Now somehow when I get to the end, I got to figure out a way to get that thing. And I mean, at one point, the farmer looked at a field that I did. He said, "It looks like a crazy quilt." Because if you turn your eye, if you're not looking where you're supposed to go and pay attention where you're supposed to, even though it's hard, because you got to pay attention, it doesn't grab your attention. If you don't do that, you end up messing up what you're supposed to be doing. And that may be not that bad when it comes to a field, but it's horrible when it comes to your life. You know, don't be looking at worthless things. Because when it has your attention, direction, destination, keep that gaze fixed straight ahead. Pay attention to things you want to. Because yes, I know it's just a little voice in the back of your head. Yes, I know there's a price for doing it now, but it leads to where you want to go. Here's how I want to wrap things up this morning, okay? I think most everybody got a little piece of paper, half piece of paper when you walked in. You want to just pull that out? This is a personal exercise I want you to do as we wrap things up today. Because now it's your time. Can I remind you what the Bible says? It's not the person who knows the truth that ever gets blessed. It's the person who does the truth that gets blessed. Life doesn't get any better because we know something that is true. Life only gets better when we do what is true. And you know what makes it do that? Is there's a couple of really simple questions on there. And what I want you to do, literally in the next 3.5 minutes or so, is I just want to play a music video that just kind of helps our thoughts go the right way. And I want you to answer the two simple questions on the sheet of paper. You don't have to write anything down, and there's nothing to turn in or give to anybody. But would you reflect on the two simple questions honestly in your heart? And then I'll come up and we'll pray. Is there anything that's grabbed your attention that maybe you need to let go of? And is God maybe asking you to pay attention to something really important?